to the board. Because of the audience room, could you please project your voice when you're speaking tonight? Here. Thank you. Shirley Robin. Present. Thank you. Thank you. Margaret Pye, Liz Chan. Present. Thank you. Margaret Pye. Thank you. Gregory Faulkner. Thank you. Anita Garcia, Anthony Burton, Andrew Reed. Right. Thank you. Allison Burton. Present. Thank you. Michelle Wilson, Stephanie Lee. Present. Nathan. Present. Thank you. Alan Long. Present. Thank you. Gloria Salazar. Present. Thank you. Shepard. Glad Ward. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Alex. First item on the agenda is item number 1. Noting of the minutes of the meeting of the board on January 2024. Hello, when I call up all in favor, condition vote in favor. Please respond in favor. Yeah. Somebody vote the same for the vote, please. The next item we have on the agenda in the ordinary bird, may I have a motion to consider? Great. These are retirement funds and process since the last time it was met, inclusive of February 24th. Thank you, Alex. We will now vote on the items. All in favor of approving? Any opposed? Any extension? Thank you. The next item on the agenda is number item 18, adoption of the disability committee recommendation. We talked about the disability committee recommendations.
These are the recommendations of the disability committee at its latest meeting in March 2024. There are 11 recommendations.
Thank you, Alex. We will now vote on these items. All in favor of approving item 18. Any opposed? Any extension? Thank you. The next item on the agenda is town item 19, New York City Office of the Actuary, final fiscal year 2024. May I have a motion to consider? Mary, please tell us about these recommendations.
This is generated from the board of final employer contribution for fiscal year 2024. We're sending a couple of months prior to the start of this year. The office generated calculation of about the final amounts and show that on the letter. BJ wants the final amount increase approximately $13 million.
That's the speaker.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
This is the only real thing you can have is this flicker, but that has to deal with the resolution of the screens and everything. So can't do much about it.
Please respond. Please respond.
So we can
Any opposed? Any abstention?
Since they can't see the screen anyway. Web.
That, item 20, near the office of actuary, November fiscal year 2025, and for completion. Recommendation.
Thank you. So we just approved the final fiscal year 24 contribution. This is the preliminary fiscal year 25.
The speakers work.
Letter.
To get to like those settings, but I can't do that from the web here. So
July 1st. Normal cost is.
yeah, my phone is on. Hold on. Let me see.
Employees. Component cost. So this fiscal year payments, 46 million. The third is reimbursement of administrative. 2 million. The total three is the preliminary 25 employer contribution of 249 million. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the board? Yes, please.
The average schedule changes every year. It started in 2000. New roads are added every year for new gains and losses, method changes. So it continues to grow until the bases are paid off. So each phase is a different period of time. There's washed off, road drops off, and new ones added. The last time method was changed was 2010.
Doesn't that? Is it that?
No, the actual method you're using is the Anthony normal method. It's the most common method in public sector. So I think it's a beautiful method to use. And right now, there's really the whole point of the normal method is to put together a level of contribution as a percent of pay. And the method is working fine, so I would look at it.
And actually, if you'd like to distribute the charts later, there's that report, the trustees would like to see
Yeah,
it
it's, I think
in the letter.
yeah, it's page B1 shows the breakdown of the
It's gonna be 25. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Madam. Thank you, Sandy. We will now vote on this item. When I call out all in favor, if you wish to vote in favor of approval of preliminary fiscal year 2025 employer contribution application, please respond in favor. All in favor? Favor. Similarly, if you wish to oppose or abstain from the vote, please respond accordingly when I call out any opposed or any abstention. Any opposed? And any abstention? It passes. The next item on the agenda, one, Vitech upgrade as a service subscription. May I have a motion to consider? Second. Is that Alice? Tom, and then Sophie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jessica, please tell us about this recommendation.
Unfortunately, Jessica is not going to be able to be here, but I do a good Jessica.
Okay.
The
Sandy, please tell us about this.
presentation is in your package. Please get it out because Jessica would be broadcast. Just some background. I sent an email out to trustees. I think after the February meeting didn't occur. And let me just summarize some things from that memo for you to give you some background. CPMS and the two upgrade options offered in the next CPMS upgrade are expected to begin in July 2024. And I'm going to give you some background. Oh, you got it up. I know you were awesome. How you doing, Sam? Great. The CPMS, just to give you some background before we get to that, CPMS stands for the Comprehensive Pension Management System. First, core software for pension administration, functions, processing payrolls, calculating pensions, tracking service, handling accounts and interest. CPMS basically captures all transactions related to member contributions and service. Following an 8-year development with CPMS software provided by SIP, which was retained through a detailed procurement process. CPMS was rolled out in 2017, successfully replacing Prudential, an obsolete mainframe system previously used by MERS for various pension administration functions. In addition to being inadequate to the agency's needs, Pru was also very expensive, and at end of life, we were actually the last customer, and we would periodically be noticed by them that we were the last customer and they wanted to go away. Pru was also very expensive. At the end of life in 2017, Pru's annual cost was $4.3 million a year. And if you adjust that for current costs, it would be about $5.4 million in today's dollars. Whereas CPMS is slated to cost of $2.2 million in annual fees today for fiscal year 2025. CPMS is a key tool for BERS day-to-day work and the agency's biggest capital investment. We've invested approximately $50 million since the beginning of the project. We've already begun to write it off. You can see in the budget a $7 million write-off for the capital accumulation cost CPMS since we started. CPMS will continue to require improvements to reflect changes involved in processes. Another item you'll see in the budget, $3 million cost that we incurred to upgrade the system to reflect Secure 2.0 and Roth requirements. This is something federal government mandates, and we are ahead of every New York system and most other systems in the country. We've implemented that as of January, so you have the option to make Roth payments into your retirement. In addition to the first initiated improvement, VITEC requires clients to upgrade the CPMS software every 18 months. Now, what we're going to talk about right here is how we pay for that. We're given two different options. We're given the option to pay on an hourly basis. We buy pools of hours. We pay them on an hourly basis to make improvements in the system, which they roll out quarterly. That estimated cost over the next 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, is $7.5 million, approximately $7.5 million. VITEC also offers us an alternative way to pay for this. It's called upgrade as a service. Rather than paying for approximately $1.6 million in hours annually and calculating it on an hourly basis, we are guaranteed to get all system upgrades on a quarterly basis if we commit to paying $840,000 approximately on upgrade as a service. Now, why would someone do that? Why would VITEC offer us something that costs us less? It's actually very simple. They are a private company. They are owned by CBC. We are an investor through a CBC fund in VITEC. When they go public, the value of revenue on a consulting basis is worth far less in the public than revenues generated through contractual guaranteed support. So this, for them, gives them a higher equity capitalization opportunity than contracting. So they're willing to give us a cash break in order to get that done as equity investment. So we're asking that we get approval tonight to sign an upgrade as a service contract as opposed to paying hourly annually. And this ties very closely to the budget because by doing this, we can actually facilitate significant savings to our budget. And that's the next presentation. You're going to see how that rolls through our budget. So what we're asking for is approval to sign the upgrade as a service contract with VITEC. Any questions?
You mentioned, you said 840,000.
875.
875, sorry. I couldn't read it from the sermon. I didn't want to shuffle the paper. 875. All right, thank you. Yeah, sorry.
I would just ask, are there any concerns around service level? Are there any concerns around service level?
So we monitor that very closely. And historically, we have had issues with them changing the staffing on their side of commitments. I would say that Jesse Samuel, who has been our project manager for the last 2 years, and who transitioned from another project manager who was very good at this, have watched very closely that impact. I can say there was a glitch in January and we pushed back and it caught up. So one of the things that Vitech does, which is very helpful for us, is they use Jira software, which is on a daily basis. It tracks actual occurrences and forecasts what they have to work on. And our staff watches it very. So because we have access to Jira software.
One more question, it's continuation of that. Does that mean that there's going to be a contract amendment, or is this an extension or renewal of contract as it is today to get to this new subscription model?
I believe it's a new contract. Sharon, are you on? Can you answer that question more clearly? What's the question? Is it a new contract, an amendment?
No, this is part of current contract,
No, I'm sorry. The delivery of the way it was at the 1.4 hourly rate is to change the thing, is to pull out guaranteed subscription. So that would be a contract.
That's a contract. Amendment, yes.
It's an amendment.
Yeah.
And same contract, but are we extending the term, or is it?
The term extended for 5 years.
So that would have been a normal amendment, or an extension.
The current contract, the top rate already baked into the current contract. So if we stick with the current arrangement, it's the one see falling down as the current contract.
Right.
We stick with it. So the UAS is the adjustment if we go with guest service. So it lowers our cost.
But the contract would have to be amended
To
to
reflect
reflect the new
Exactly.
cost and the service.
Yeah.
No way.
Is it also an extension or the current contract is through 29?
Current contract is 28.
Okay, so we're not extending it along with it shifting
Everything back.
Yeah, I mean, I have to be honest, the reality is it would take us 10 years to replace Vitech if we launch that effort right now. So it's, we are married to Vitech to a certain extent.
So I have two questions. One of them is that, which is like just true a lot of the tech trades that we see that like once you're with the vendor, you're sort of locked in. You're like, we're sort of stuck with them. There's no like that.
Stuck is not the word I use because we selected them, but yes, we are committed to them.
So we're not stuck with them, say, we don't have a vendor, but we watch our costs.
Yeah, converted based on the
And
It's their contract.
and then one other, sorry. The other question is like, I feel like over the last year and a half, we've Vitech been putting more resources into the project. It's come up a couple of times. Like, what is the total cost that we are spending on Vitech between this and whatever other?
So we've capitalized $50 million capital costs to date. We're writing that off over 7 years. So you'll see a $7 million write-off charge in the budget. We have shifted from an annual recurring, call it operational fee, from $4.3 million approved. Right, it was the number 1.8 million. Now I'm going to have to shuffle paper. Yeah, it was 1.8 million of administrative costs. Upgraded service is separate. This is to keep up our software up to date.
So this is the operating software budget, not capital budget.
That's right. There's separate.
Yeah, that's where like I told the OE is too, like sometimes you want to actually for like 2 competing vendors simultaneously to do the same things. Or you would have been like you can actually make them always be competing with each other. So, but actually I wanted to ask you, and I don't know if you're the right person to ask about, what is AI document?
So that actually allows us to put scan codes in the documents that one minute we find through basically system. I mean, yeah, that is not developed yet, so that's a future. Might take
Sounds like this stuff.
So one of the interesting things about that, we're also working with a company called Growth Sphere on the investment side to help digest documents, and that's artificial intelligence
Yeah. Maybe it's well, okay, I know.
Early machine.
Yeah, yeah.
Categorization.
So question about the first clause.
Yeah.
So regardless of the upgrade, time and material, which is how much bill by 20 minutes, with that, if they exceed, they'll just continue with the upgrade, it doesn't matter, that's what exposes,
That's right.
like fix.
Now, I would have to tell you that if the federal government creates Secure 3.0, does something strange that requires us to upgrade the system, that may not be included in the upgraded system. Because Secure 2.0 raw, not included in our existing contract. We had to have, the board approve our expenditure of $3 million for making improvements in the system. Not that we had a choice, we were going to have to.
Yes. So I think maybe what would be helpful to me, it sounds like there was a VITEC 1.0,
CPMS.
right? And there were probably some great ROIs, so we could get context. And then, of course, you evaluated it and assessed it to see what was the best. And then your 2.0 answers it.
It continues the improvement.
So maybe just having something that shows the journey.
We can actually make a presentation. I sent out in December, yeah, it's a whole street project. From 2010, no, that was in December, but supposed to after that, come onto the whole board, we send it to you guys. You can see the whole.
But just in context, so we know
It's
those numbers.
Yeah.
Because the summer of April is.
And this is, the budget, that's what's happening. This,
So we ask for approval of this contract.
So.
Update that's anxious staff. I mean, that's the initial. Record.
Yes, of course. For the record, 3 new trustees have entered the room during this conversation. Angela Grace, and Katie Savage.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Sandy. We will now vote on this item. When I call out all in favor, she wishes to vote in favor of approving the VITEC upgrade and service subscription. Please respond in favor. If you wish to oppose or abstain from the vote, please respond accordingly when I call out any opposed or any abstention. All in favor of approving the VITEC upgrade and service subscription, please respond in favor. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Abstention. Thank you. We have vote approved the VITEC upgrade and service subscription. If Burns is not, well, no. The next item on the agenda is calendar item number 22, New York City Borough fiscal year 2025 budget review. May I have a motion to discuss? We have a deputy director of executive. Daniel's going to tell us about the resolution. Daniel?
Good afternoon, evening, folks. So this is the summary section of FY25 budget. No vote tonight, except the 29,000 next month. Next slide there. So for this year, I have for a budget of $25.7 million. 24.3 of that is for PR and staff fee, and OCPS about $1.4 million. Next slide. You've been looking on that point. So the budget trend for the last 3 years The budget for $6.7 million total outflow for budget impact is what you see on the screen. It's a 5% decrease from last fiscal year. It's almost the same as FY 22. The change in the budget this year are a 900K increase, and that's for the raises that I got from the city. 875K voted on for UA. There's 5K for enrollment, and there's 200K for youth medical doctors. There's been a decrease over time by 100K and 680K reduction in our fringe expenses for the fiscal year. Asking for 3 headcount. This headcount is not. These are 3 staff members that have been temporary staff for the last 3 years, and they're really full-time folks with not temps. We want to bring them on full time, and the overall reduction budget is still 5% last week. And again, it's no vote tonight. If you have any questions of detail, here in a month, over it. Any questions? Even no. Okay.
Thank you. I know historically we've had issues with headcount. And my question would be, I was looking at, for year 24, it says 166. So I guess my question would be, one, how close is that work, right? And about year 25, do you anticipate any issues getting to like the 169?
Well, the 3 mathematical equations already accepts. So one of them don't be right easily. So about 8 right now. It's fluctuating, but we had some parts. And so we onboarded about 22 people the last year, and some of the last being more than that we onboarded last year. So I don't get that.
So my comments with this, an increase of 3 employees who have been temps. For those who know my history here, every time there's been a conversation with temps, I'd say I really would rather not see temps, as temps do not give some of the benefits that a person who is full-time receives. Also access to the members and their information and servicing them properly. Temps are not, they don't have permission to get to certain places, so they're not properly servicing the members. Majority of my members, and as a union person, wearing my union hat at this table, someone that is not receiving benefits while working, I'm not in favor of that at all. So making these 3 employees permanent, if it's an increase in the budget to make them permanent, I say that we do it as it benefits them and their families.
So that's fine. Still less than 5%. But I'm not even that's the clip.
So I'm actually surprised that the headcount are, I think, the change in membership due to the legislation. I thought it would have been March, frankly, but I'm just wondering whether this number will properly impact the needs of the girls. One, and second, we also consider, I think, was one of the issues we were discussing back. I'm not sure if we discussed, we accepted collectively to not address it. From this board as we participated in it. So I wonder.
We did not.
We did not. So in that case, then I'm even more surprised.
So we jumped 30 headcount last year. A lot of that was in education for everyone. Those folks have not been onboarded yet. They can't enroll in BERS October 1 per the law of this year. So they're not included in our current investment. So we're going to see really increased transactions in the longer term. So right now, this summer, there'll be enrollment addition, employees, there'll be call center will have an increase, and we can have that with current staff. Feel like what you'll see in 2 years on the line, then you have prior search transactions, your loans will have to get it. So that will trickle in over a couple of years. I think in the long run, we'll see us come back from increase, but that won't be right.
Are the free extra headcount going to basically help for retention issues? Are we concerned that it's like, leave?
That's a part of it. Like Sandy and I have been these folks about 2 weeks ago, that were tenants, and it was a really, I think, a good move for us. It's been here 3 years. Your high folks were still tenants. And we went to them, the priority from us and the board was member facing staff. Things like top members' money. The department they work in is not member facing, it's record transactions, they're scanning documents that come into BERS. So we were very honest with them and said, look, it's priority we have to do, here's why. And I promised with that meeting, go to the board, at that board meeting, and ask for the time for these folks. Without that, we're not asking anything. So it's the only reason we're doing it.
And we look at other ways to compensate them. They don't get paid holidays, so we can't do that. This is really the only way we can give them what are the full benefits of working for the city.
What we have, we tried to make some slides easier for the BERS. They get healthcare, the government employer, and 401k. We changed kind of agencies, so they could have. So this is kind of the next step. To make sense. Especially if these times, not quite sense, the BERS multiple years. If they buy tomorrow, I'm going to replace them. The whole of them.
I'm not sure what the question is. Reducing the cost of this maneuver, so overall budget.
Yes.
And we're taking these steps and giving them benefits and making them real employees.
I'm going to use that as an open door, Tony. We didn't talk about this before, right? So here, give you some history. In the year 2019, when the New York City budget was approximately $88 billion, contribution to the city into our system was $318 million. That includes administrative charges. Because the required contribution includes administrative charges. What you heard from Eric was that the contribution for 2025 is $248 million. It's down over 20%, and as a percent of the New York City budget, has fallen from 0.38% to 0.2%. So we are down 20% cash from the city, and my math has failed me. Like down almost 50% in terms of the percentage cost, but it's because we are well funded.
They may bring their position.
All right, you there? Next item on the agenda is item 23, authorizations for control of city budget for that. Sell and exchange the funds of the retirement system. May I have a motion to consider? So moved.
Second.
So moved, second. We have Deputy Director of Investment Strategy.
It's on mine.
Okay. So Lil, tell us about the resolution.
Yeah, absolutely. This resolution is a quarterly authorization for the comptroller of the city of New York to invest the funds. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
To invest the funds of BERS and implement the decisions of the Board of Trustees. This authorization extends through June 30, 2024, and we recommend approval of this resolution.
Thank you. So we don't have any questions from the board?
So we're late on with this quarter, right? So the next bill, this vote to come back up again on June 30th. Then the June meeting, is that accurate, Slim?
It would be in the it would be at towards the end of June, whatever that June meeting is, in advance of June 30th. Yeah.
So we're late on this vote because we missed a quarter. Now we come back around the corner June 30th.
Yes.
Is there a reason that we do this quarterly versus any other bills of time, like buying?
We adopted a quarterly machine 4 years ago.
Yes.
4 years ago. It used to be an annual delegation. Quarterly, police annual, fires annual, measures then.
Well, the rationale of the communication,
Yeah, I believe the law does not allow for longer than 1 year.
Yes.
I believe that the administrative code provides that any delegation will last for 1 year's time at the max. So, so regardless of whether it's quarterly or annually, it's less than that, or it doesn't, it's not a lifetime.
Efficiency.
We have no objection. Change that in this file. Yeah, it's really up to the purview of the file.
We want to make more.
No, I'm saying you tend to approve it once a year, not once.
Every 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
No.
It's very good.
Once a year. Once a year.
I think we'll stick to one quarter.
Yes.
Okay, we'll now on this item. All in favor of approving calendar item 23, please indicate your approval. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. The next item for this afternoon's meeting is an attorney-client session. Karen, please turn off the recording. So can I just get a check on time?
Yeah, my brother was about to drop.
Yeah, so,
So we have 5 months.
okay.
Thank you, Eric. Also, we have.
Okay. The only items for executive. The only items for executive session is calendar item 24, recommendation to the controller. Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. We need a motion. Can I have a motion to move into executive session? Second. We're going to go into executive session now. Karen, please turn off the recording and remove the effects from the meeting.
Recording has been done.
All in favor? All abstentions? Karen, turn off the recording, please. We are back in public session. Alex, please report out on the board's action during executive session.
During executive session, the board voted to terminate portfolio manager and hire an alternative.
Thank you, Alex. The next item on the agenda is calendar item 25, recommendation to the controller for research on passive index investment options in each asset class for the NYCBERS. May I have a motion to consider? Okay. Thank you. Everything to be. Career Director, Deputy Director of Investment Plan, Bill Medna is here to discuss this item. Yes.
Celia, you're on mute?
Yeah, so this resolution, this is an idea that Effie and a couple of trustees at the executive committee had suggested a couple of weeks ago. And this is sort of piggybacking off the Wellington discussion that we just had and basically looking for a more speedy way in the future when you're identifying underperforming active managers to have a option available essentially in all available asset classes where this can occur to have a passively managed index fund available and just having that research available from the comptroller so that that's something that would be beneficial for the executive committee and for the trustees.
I don't understand the resolution. I think that right now, and I think it would behoove us to have the dam investment staff who manage public equity portfolios or participate in conversation about what language makes sense. Only because I'm not sure that it actually takes that long once the board votes to move to redeem out of one manager and one another. I don't know that having someone like we need another passive investment option. I think there are, I think there are passive options in all the active. B, I'm not sure we need one to move faster and see, even if we did have them, it's not like I assume the board would not want BAM making a decision to move money out of a poorly performing manager without the board approval. So I don't know what we're asking the investment team to research. And I would also just say, ancillary to that, within our IPS, there are requirements that we have parking places in effect for all of the private asset classes. So that when we have not yet invested private assets in different managers or whatever, there is a public market equivalent. And that already exists, and the investment team is actually looking into whether there are ways to maximize those parking places. So I don't quite understand this.
Genesis has said that was that there's not currently, we don't currently have transition managers on, under contract. And that we're just very spitballing, and those one, and I actually agree with you. I don't think we need to have all these potential guys. Yeah, this is what's like. I don't know if we just do that. What we do need is though to have some method or some mechanism for actually transitioning assets in this situation.
And I believe that exists, but and we should maybe at the next meeting or either the next executive committee meeting or the next board meeting, maybe have John Mercer and Steve Meyer talk through like how you functionally transition assets. I don't know if this I know that BAM does that operational work, not the next set and Sugo Marco, but I do think there is a structure to it. I don't know how to say.
It seemed like there wasn't, and I.
Well, I think my take is words are not. The next is not the person who operates that structure, and we did not have those folks in the room who do, and so there was just a question.
I would say that the interesting impression we got that such a transition will take months and months, not even longer. If it's true that we have index funds available in every category, then it's great because we are not confident that we have that. So we need to put that number.
Yeah, but I would also say, sorry, that I'm not sure adding index fund would make that efficient, right? So the thing that I believe will take time to transfer assets is contract. And so amending our contract to take on that work is the piece that'll take time. I fear both with the transition manager or with an index. Again, we should have the experts talk about this. All you're doing is adding more. You have to make sure move money from the running space happen to a passive manager, then you have to move it. It's like adding a step where I think you just sort of like have it sit as if it's passive. That's correct me if I'm wrong, until our partners can just take it over.
Most of it is different. I'd say differently. The way I see it is, if we want to exit something, we want to exit it quickly. Let's give us a way to exit quickly, and maybe we can then we can have time to search what we want to answer. But meanwhile, we have an exit. We're starting to find what's the next active manager. At least one of the departments should be this.
I think that there needs to be more discussion, clearly. And we're not prepared to vote on it, so I'm gonna, I want your motion to table this. Okay, second. So at this moment, we'll table this until the next meeting, so that needs to be a great discussion, we can recommend that we bring the right one to the table.
Okay, so, and I can go to the aspects as well.
Okay. Is there a motion to the meeting? Oh, I'm sorry. Can I do that? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Can I get a motion to terminate the meeting? All in favor?
Okay.